this is a good one.
What you not finna do is go get a job, come in my house, and spend up all your money on clothes, weave, Sephora, makeup. You not finna do that. You not finna do that. You not, and it's not because I need the money, it's because that is not the real world. There is no point in your adult life where you get to get your paycheck and you get to spend your whole paycheck doing whatever the hell you want to do with your paycheck, especially if I am a struggling parent. Okay. Now that's one school of thought. Now I'm going to tell you something that I don't believe in. Okay. I do not believe in parents who downright make kids take on household responsibilities. Okay. Now, if you just saying, Samaya, it's 4 of us in here. When you get your check, I'm just asking you to pay the Wi-Fi bill, which is $150, or you give me $150 for the Wi-Fi. That's okay. I am not in favor of parents that the moment the child turns 18, they start talking about, you need to give me $500 for rent. I'm not in favor of that. Me personally, when I was working at Target and when I was working at Kmart in high school, my daddy I got paid weekly. My daddy made me give him $30 from every check. He made me give him $30 for every check. And he took my money and he put it up. And when I went to college one time, I called home one too many times asking my daddy for money. And my daddy said, I ain't got no money. He said, but I got that money that I put up for you. He said, now, if you want me to send you that, I can send you that. And that's what he did. He never took my money and said I had to pay bills. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's something else I don't believe in. I do not believe in, oh, you are 18 years old. All of a sudden, I'm done with you. You free. You out. You not doing nothing. No. But at 18 years old, yes, you're going to buy your own toiletries. You're going to pay your own cell phone bill. You're going to, if I got a car and we have car insurance, you're going to pay your own car insurance.
Okay. So what are y'all thoughts on this? What are y'all thoughts? Do you agree, disagree, or on the fence about it? Whoever want to.
I agree on some aspects and I disagree on some aspects of what he was talking about. Like, I guess it really depends. I wouldn't, me personally, I would never want to be in a situation where I needed my kids' money. I think at some point, then you got to be like, yo, like, what the fuck am I doing wrong where I need my kids' money? So I think that's one thing to look at it. But I do think it's good for your, like, if your kid is 16, like get up to that age. I think it's good for them to have a job. It also depends on what they're doing. Are they in sports or whatever? Like in sports, they should not have a job while they're in sports. But if they aren't, then I think they should. Especially if they want a car. I think they should be able to pay for their own insurance. If you buy them a car, I think they should pay for their own insurance. So I think I do think it is a good learning lesson for them to pitch in on something, but probably not major bills that the house shit, but maybe something that affects them, shit they need. And I think that'd probably be something they should pay for. But also the 18-year-old thing, 18. So for me, I would say, yeah, the kid would have to have some sort of plan. If they're 18, if it's not college, it ain't something like that. There's got to be some sort of plan for them to get there, especially as a boy, to get there, them getting out of there some kind of way to start their lives. Like it couldn't be just like I'm just gonna chill for a year or two and blah blah. You gotta have some sort of plan, and then once you get that plan, then hey, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I agree on some of the stuff you're talking about. And it's something, like I say, some things I don't.
Raw.
For me, nope. You paying these bills. So it's not that you paying my bills, but I'm gonna give you a bill. $500 for rent ain't unreasonable. Because if you move out, where the fuck you paying rent for $500? Now, what's gonna happen is on the back end, I already have accounts open for my kids. I'm gonna just add that money to your account in silence, just like Buddy said. His daddy took $30 from every one of his checks, and you know, once the rainy day fund for calling the dad ran out, then you know he was like, "Hey, you gonna start tapping into your money that I was silently putting up for you." So I'm gonna be on that same type of time because my kids don't have to move out.
Oh, so let me ask you a question before you keep going. Is that for the boy and the girl, or is that just for the girl or the boy?
That's for all the kids.
Okay.
See, my thing is, when you a parent, you already had your head start at life. If you fucked up, that's on you. You got to dig yourself out of your fuck ups. But don't fuck up the people coming behind you because you fucked off. So, yeah, I could be behind on my bills or whatever. And you giving me money, I'm not putting your money towards what I got going on. That's for me to figure out. I'm supposed to set you up to be better than me. So that money, I'm putting it up for them, boy or girl. I'm not going to let you know that it's there until further notice. And it's just like, you know, even with paying the car insurance. Yeah, you're going to pay your own car insurance. But I know that car insurance drops significantly after you turn 25. So from 18 to 25, you're going to be on my insurance. You just paying your portion of that insurance. You know what I mean? So you still going to have some responsibilities. And what I'm teaching you is still being responsible in a controlled environment with a fixed income. Because 18 to 25, if you give me $500 a month, you're not really paying shit. If you go out in the real world, you paying 2 bands for rent this year, it might go up to $2,100 next year. Your raises might not be able to keep up with that. But I'm putting your money up in somewhere where it's going to be invested and it's growing behind the scenes. And then boom, let's say, you know, you at the point where you going to go get married or something. Now I'm be like, hey, let me pull you to the side. All right, you get married, you need a prenup, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. This is why. I know you feel like you ain't got shit right now, but look at this account. This is you right here. 70 bands. That's all you. You can put something down on the house, whatever you got to do. You know, if you want, you can still stay down for 2-3 more years. Come stay with me. You still going to have to put your little 500, but just so you know, all this time where you've been, oh, I hate my dad. He be taking all my money. Nah, I ain't have to explain to you what I'm doing. I'm your parent, not your motherfucking friend. This is where the money was going. Now that you've grown and you can start understanding a little bit more, now you see, you know, all that shit that you was talking about, you hate me and all that, that's between you and God. Go pray that smut back up off my name. But I was actually looking out for you. I don't have to explain what I'm doing for you. I just have to make sure that I'm doing right by you because I brought you here. You didn't have to be here. So I think that teens, first of all, you're not finna lay up in this motherfucker for free, running up my goddamn bills. And I still got to pay bills. If I got to go to work, you got to get the fuck up out that house. You got to get on some kind of schedule. Because if you have no schedule at all, then when I leave from my 9 to 5, I'm locking this motherfucking door. You better not be in that bitch till I get back. I don't care if you sit in the driveway 9 to 5. You're not inside. You're not finna come eat this house, eat up out of house and home and all this other stuff. You're not finna have the flyers, Jordans and all this, and you ain't got shit going on. If from 0 to 18, I've been setting you up on a trajectory. If you want to fuck off, whoop-de-doo. But just know, you ain't got no roof over your head. I give you to the 7th of the month. That 500 needs to be on that counter. And that's just how I'm rocking with it. It's people got to learn responsibility somehow. And I don't necessarily believe we not bald eagles and shit. You ain't got to kick the bird out the nest and let them fucking crash. You can still keep them there and teach them stuff. So you still got to teach your kids in a controlled environment. And life don't end at 18. I don't know where this toxic culture of people that really just hated their kids and it was a tether to get their bills paid. All these baby mamas that Carmen taking up for out here. using their kids as a meal ticket, and then once they turn 18, they kicking them out. And I'm not with that. If you live to 90 and your kid is 45, your kid should be able to call you. You had a head start. Your kid should be able to call you, hey, I'm in a pickle. I made this bad investment, blah, blah. I know I should have consulted you first, but I'm in it now. Can you either help me financially or just help me with some advice as to how to get out of it? And you should be able to do one of the two or both. It shouldn't be all this toxic shit where everybody out here fighting. That's a part of the reason why the black community is so fucking far behind right now, because everybody trying to figure some shit out. And once they figure it out, you trying to gatekeep instead of bringing the homies into it and actually building your network. I mean, you see all the other cultures, they come over to this country from other countries, they be 15, 20 deep in one house. But in 3 to 4 years, they own 15, 20 houses. Then you get motherfuckers, they get handed granny house and they sell that bitch, fuck it off for 2 years on passport bros trips and shit. Now you done fucked all the bitches overseas, got 15 baby mamas offshore, and you still can't even provide for them. And the exchange rate be $1 to 300 a day fucking coin. You still can't even send them $5 to make sure they eat over there. So we got to end this bum shit. I don't have to. So for me, I'm against what he doing. You going to pay these bills. I'm going to quote it as bills, but it's you actually paying into an investment. It's almost like you giving daddy money to put in your 401k, and I'm investing the money for you. And then once I feel like you've met certain metrics and you're a little bit more responsible, I'll come in on the back end and be like, boom, this is your gift from you to you. You didn't know what was going on in the background. I had it since you was 6, but when you turned 18, I had you actually accelerating the growth of it as well. Here you go. So that's my take on that.
All right, Carmen, what you got?
I got a lot.
Go ahead.
I don't agree with Raw at all. Your kids did not ask to be here. You chose to have kids. And on top of that, your kids don't owe you anything. You brought them into this world, yes, but you chose to. They don't owe you shit. If you die, if you get old, they're not obligated to take care of you. They want to take care of you if you were a good parent, but if you're a trash ass parent, no, they don't owe you shit. And who says that you have to have a job when you're 16, 17, or 18 to learn the value of money? Who the hell said that? No, I don't agree at all. I think what's setting up the community is when you spoke about how the Black community, this is why. Because of people who have this mindset. Your kids don't owe you anything. Your kids should not be having a job. For what? Why? So you can trick them, bamboozle them out of their own money because you want to set it aside to them. No. Kids should be kids. Teenagers should be teenagers. You don't have to have a job to learn the value of money. Your kids don't owe you anything at all whatsoever. You chose to have them into your world. They didn't choose to be here. And this is coming from somebody who's Latina and I'm 34 years old and my parents still look after me. They don't have to. Absolutely, they don't have to, but they want to. They want to. I wake up to whatever money in my bank account because my daddy just put it there. Just because.
Come on, Carmen.
But that type of mindset sets you back.
No, it does
Why
not.
Why not set your future? No, but why not set your future legacy for the better? They shouldn't have to pay you rent. They shouldn't have to pay you $500. They shouldn't have to pay you anything. They didn't ask to be here. I'm sorry, Rob. You can do this all you want to, but no, that's wrong.
Hold on, Mark.
That is 1,000% wrong. There is not, even on my grown ass age, if something happens to me, I can always go to my family and I know they got me. And then would they ask the question why?
But Carmen, all I'm saying.
Hold on, Rob.
That's what I have to say.
Well, she was rebutting what I was saying.
That's really what it is. Like you talking about how they want to put something aside of the savings account. No, you shouldn't need to put anything. You shouldn't have to trick your children. You don't have to have a job to know what the value of money is. And you shouldn't have to put a freaking age limit as to when you need help. No, they're your kids. They're your kids. Why wouldn't you want to help your kids? That's not even great. Like that. No, man. I was under my father's covenant, and then I got married, and it went into my own. Like, no, that's wrong. That's 1,000% wrong. That's it.
All I'm gonna say is Carmen's my favorite Latino on the internet, and she's highly disappointed me this episode because ain't no way I cooked for like 10, 15 minutes, and all you took from that is I'm tricking some kids. If you didn't see the structure,
that's what you said.
You didn't see the structure and the responsibility being set up. If I was to die today, them little motherfuckers got to go to work, and you ain't paying $500 fucking dollars. You paying way more than that. $500 all inclusive.
You put them here.
It's not tricking them. Here. It's teaching them responsibility. I don't have.
Why do you have to have a job to teach them responsibility? Who said that?
Ask Rob Reiner.
You know what, Carmen? I'm gonna let these other two cook, and then if we got time, because me and you can go back and forth on this all night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let our cohorts, I'm gonna let them get some floor time to cook, and then on the back end, if we still got time, we could tie it in.
No, the problem is that you think that your kids have to struggle to learn, and that's not.
Do you know what I came from, Carmen?
I don't.
Dude.
When I was a kid, our parents was putting bills in our motherfucking name. We was coming up with fucked up credit scores and shit.
That's wrong.
So bare minimum, I'm not even doing that. I'm not even fucking you up. I'm trying to actually put you on my credit cards as authorized users and stuff so that you set up with a good credit score by the time you jump out the trap in the world. I'm just helping you save money. I'm not going to keep telling you all the time to save money. You over here getting every fucking latest Jordan drop on the drop. No, bitch. It costs money to live every fucking month. So give me this motherfucking money for these fucking bills and whatever you got left over.
No, because that's not their responsibility. That's yours as a parent. That's you.
Carmen. All right,
that's
you know
you.
What? You got
that's
it.
You.
You got it. So the generation of 2045, they'll pick it up from here and then they'll figure it the fuck out. You got it. I'm gonna just let Marcus and Matt go. We could tie this back in on the back
go ahead.
We're not gonna get nowhere right now. I can already see it.
I'll let you go with Matt. He haven't said anything. Go ahead.
It's on me.
Yeah,
it's on me. How can I say this? I don't disagree what the gentleman said on the video. Us as parents.
His name is Funky Dineva. I know him. I follow him.
Yeah, us as parents, we are supposed to be putting our children in controlled learning environments. So a lot what's going on right now, and we seeing what it is right now. You got a generation of kids that don't know nothing. They've been in their iPad and their phone the whole time. What he's explaining is they are getting you ready to be an adult. Some people may look at it as, oh, they didn't ask to be here. But if you look millions and billions and trillions of years on this earth, we had kids and all that stuff, and they grew up. And there's a lot of lineage that happens, right? So there's a situation with the parents that we have to do what we have to do. And one of the uncomfortable things that we have to do is put our children in uncomfortable situations that are actually controlled. And I think that's what Raw was alluding to. And I think this is the guy that on the video was alluded to, right? Even though your brain is not fully developed, you don't understand the concept of how life goes and all that stuff. They was looking out for you before you even knew 100% what it takes to be an adult. So what the guy on the video,
Hold up,
You're
Carmen.
taking advantage of them.
Hold up, Carmen. Hold up, Carmen. Let me cook.
You're taking advantage. You're tricking your kids. That's what you are. You're taking advantage. Okay.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
All right. So there's a difference between tricking and putting them in controlled environments for them to learn. You may look at it as tricking, but at the same time, I do understand there are some parents that they not equipped to be adults either. And they actually put these kids in situations and it's not good. They just saying a whole bunch of stuff and these kids growing up and they in a better situation, but the crab in the barrel situation happened. But then you have some, just like this fellow on his video, I'm trying to tie everything back on the video, is his dad understood that he didn't know the concepts of life yet. So he was doing things in his best interest, even though he didn't know what his best interest was when he was a kid. So he put money up. So now when he understood the value of money, the concept about money and responsibility and all that type of stuff, he said, hey man, this is what I was teaching you the whole time, but at the same time I was doing some back end stuff. Now you got money to take care of the things that you're taking care of, that you need to take care of. It's not tricking, it's learning. Some people that put the situation as tricking, they look at it. That's the reason why you got a lot of kids out here right now that are doing the things that they're doing. They don't understand the concept of being an adult. So when we have conversation, let's put it outside of, we like to talk about relationships and all that type of stuff. A lot of people say that these kids are kids, but they'll be 24 years old. And that's when people are trying to teach them how life goes and how things are.
You don't have to put your kid in that situation. You don't.
No,
why? Who said that? Who said that you need to have a job and you need to have you need to have this money to me, whether it's going to a savings account or actual bills, you as a grown-ass parent. Who said that they have to do this to learn the value of money, to learn responsibility? Nobody said that. Why? Who said that?
Nobody.
I know responsibility. I didn't have responsibility when I was a teenager. I was focused on being a goddamn teenager. Like,
I would say this. I would say this, Carmen. Everybody.
It sounds like y'all jealous of your kids. It's really what it sounds like.
I would say this, Carmen. Everybody gave you respect, and you said everything that you want to say when you had the mic. Nobody interrupted you. I would ask for the same respect.
You're right.
All right. Now, once I'm done, I will concede the floor to whatever you got to say. Can we agree on that? That's one of the things my dad. That's one of those things that my dad and my mom taught me. So I'll continue. So, one of the things when you're in these controlled environments, right, that might not be comfortable. Your dad or your mom they're not putting you in the situation. They observing it. And they just letting you go through it, but it's controlled because they're not going to let it go too far. But at the same time, they're going to teach you what just had happened. So with what he's talking about on this video, right, is equipping people to, one, have critical thinking skills, which a lot of people these days don't have. You on panels every single day with people that don't have critical thinking skills, and they listen for key words and they respond every time you try to say something, right? Now, two, now you understand what your dad was doing. Now you have a further appreciation of your mom and dad once you get to a certain age that, damn, my parents set me up and it's my money. Now, when you go forward, you be like, yo, I need to keep on doing because I saw a proven method of when I save money and I go this way and this and the third, right? right? These kids wasn't asked to be here, but at the same time, they are here. So we got to equip them to deal with everyday life. That's my whole thing about this whole situation. And what he's saying is 100% true. Should teens with jobs help their parents with bills? I would say it depends. I do not agree if you were struggling mom or dad or struggling mom and dad in the same household, you're dependent on your kid to pay for bills. I don't rock with that. But at the same time, whatever in confines that you are in, hey man, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. But at the same time, like me and my wife, when we have kids, I'm gonna teach them things so they'll be able to go out here and do the same thing on their own. So if I sit here and just don't teach them a thing about life and all that type of stuff, and I just let them be kids, they be on their PlayStation, they be on their iPad, they on Roblox, they on the computer and all that type of stuff, and I wait till they got them about to get out the house, and then I want to tell them how to operate in life. It's not going to work. It's the small things when they're small that the stepping stones for them to learn actually how the world works. And then when they get out there, they may not know how the world works, but they got a rubric to go against. And that's what everybody is trying to teach. Well, I say people with sense are trying to teach, and that's what we talked about. A lot of people don't have no rubric. They let the kids out here and do whatever they want to do. And then we say they didn't ask to be here. Everybody on the goddamn face of the earth didn't ask to be here.
So I got to jump in.
I'm talking about in different countries. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm in agreement with Carmen on this one. I got to be in agreement with Carmen on this one.
Wow.
You got to allow your kids to be kids, bro. Now, that doesn't mean, again, this is what she was saying. I think y'all were missing this too. She wasn't saying that you needed. She was basically saying you can still teach your kids. They don't need to have a job in order for you to teach them anything. But I want my children to be children. You got a long time to be a fucking adult, and you can teach these things while you don't have to have a job. You can teach them certain little things, whether playing video games. There's many ways to teach a kid without them actually having a job. You can teach them ways of the real world. You can teach them that. Now, what I haven't heard anybody say is teaching your kid the value of $1, teaching them at an early age. I haven't heard that. And teaching them how to actually help them invest their money the proper way. We say, hey, well, you ain't got to worry about what I'm doing with your money. We just going to act as if it's paying bills, but I'm just going to put this money in the back end for you instead of actually teaching them. So that way, instead of giving them the fish, you're actually teaching them how to fish. So when they start making their own money, they already know how to do these things. Because, yeah, cool. You save up $500 or whatever. Now they got $70K. But guess what, though? If you haven't taught them anything on how to invest that money and what you was doing with that money, then what they going to learn? Oh, well, yeah, my daddy saved $500, so I'm going to do the same exact thing. Instead of teaching them how to properly invest their money. So that's what we're not teaching. Cool. The sentiment of what you're saying is great. The foundation of it is great, but there's still more behind that. I get what you're going for. So I agree on both sides, but I still agree with the fact that you need to let your kids be kids. And your kids being a teenager, allow them to be teenagers. Allow your kids to be teenagers. We all grew up with people who were teenagers and who didn't get a chance to live their life as a teenager. And they missed all of the teenage years because they were so ready to be an adult. Now you got people today talking about, damn, man, I wish I was a teen again because the things that I could have experienced as a teenager. A lot of people up here complaining today about how life was so much easier as a teenager. We got so much time to become an adult, but you can also teach them these same things while they're teenagers as well. So no. So at the same time, I do agree with giving them a little rope to hang themselves, but what I'm not going to do is treat them like an adult as a teenager. That's not what I'm not going to do. I'm allowed them to be children. And so I think that's the bigger issue. That's a true problem with the Black community today. We're so hell bent on we're so hell-bent on this aspect of, look, I gotta teach you what it's like to be an adult, because when you get out here in this real world, I'm telling you, ain't nothing to play with. Listen, they got more than enough time to worry about that. More than enough. That's what you're there for.
And you're setting them up for failure. You're setting them up for failure.
I don't
struggle along with you.
I don't think. Hold on.
Marcus still ain't go, so I'm gonna wait. But
I don't think the people on our side of what we're talking about. I don't think people are saying that. I don't think people are saying don't let your kids be kids. I think most people, when they are talking about what we're talking about, is when that situation happened of them. We understand that they're going to be adults one day. We understand that that's going to come, and when they are in situations, or we see little small things when you have kids, or you might have a nephew, you try to teach them a value of $1. You're not teaching them a value of $1 all day, every day. It's just when that situation happens. So they'll understand the next time they encounter a similar interaction, they understand the value of $1. I think that's what me, Raw, and Marcus is coming from. Because if we sit here based off what the video is saying, I don't think nothing wrong with what he's saying. Now,
I disagree with what he's saying. That's what I'm saying. I disagree with what he's saying. What he's still saying is still, I'm gonna save money without telling you. He said that in the video. I'm gonna tell you this without I'm saving this money without telling you. So then when you ask for money, now I'm saving this money for you. I've been saving this money for you. Now, how come he wasn't explaining this while he was saving the money? Now, listen, I'm not gonna change up. I'm not gonna change up the wording just so that this person can. Well, it's the bills to make it seem like you're paying bills. No, this is what I'm doing for you. I'm saving this money for you so you can understand what we're doing and why I am doing this. So I'm setting you up for success in the future. Now, what I am telling you is this. I'm not gonna allow you to go fuck up your money. I'm not gonna allow it, because when you get out here in this actual world, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be harder than what you think. So I'm showing you how to do this. So when you do get in the real world, you can adopt these same principles in which I am doing, and I'm showing you, because guess what? You are the role model, right? So if you're already doing it yourself, you are also living proof of what you're teaching them. So all of that, but that's my point. But look, you already have set the foundation.
But here goes
that's the problem. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all cook. I haven't talked a lot. Y'all relax. I'm gonna let y'all cook. The problem is this. Again, we still are not getting down to the foundation of the situation. Nobody has said I'm actually teaching them this. We're still saying I'm hiding this from you. I'm just taking your money. I'm calling the bills, and we're gonna leave that there. Or I'm gonna allow you to pay your insurance. No, I'm not. I've been paying for this shit this entire time. Why the fuck am I gonna do it now? No, I'm gonna make sure you straight through and through. And so me. I don't need to have you pay your insurance if I'm already doing that. Because if I'm doing everything the proper way I'm supposed to do it, I don't need her to do it. I don't need her to pay her insurance, or I don't need him to pay his insurance. I don't need him to do that because I've been doing it already. So there's no reason for me to do that, but I can still teach them how to operate and work their money, and also how to save their money the proper way so they can be straight out here in the actual real world. But that's what we're missing. Because we still in that mindset of, listen, bro, the world is hard. So now I gotta make sure I save money for you, but you ain't taught them how to save the money. You just doing it for them. So you still ain't helping them.
No, what I was saying within this situation, I said I agree with him, but people have different ways of how they go about it. His dad did it a certain way, right? My dad did it a certain way. Your dad did it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? We all learned the value of $1. I definitely said that. We all learn the value of $1 based off our households. So my thing about it is, I said it. I don't think a lot of households are teaching that. You know what I'm saying? And one of the number one thing what I hear when we try to teach the value of a dollar, you can deconstruct the value of a dollar and you can extrapolate that based off your household of how everything going. When I say a value of a dollar, that means what it takes to make some money, what's the cost, what's the benefit, what's the roadmap, what it looks like, what you want to do for a living, how it looks like, if you want to go to college, what is the thing that you want to do in college. That's the value of the dollar. That's the whole conversation. My whole thing about it is exactly what I was saying. Like I did say what you said, Courtney, of like nobody said what you said. Nobody said what?
Which part about not being a teenager? About being a kid?
Being a teenager. I've been said that kids, you have to do it in the beginning. And I'm not saying you can't have no fun and nothing like that, but you actually got to build some things, uncontrollable. I don't know. It's like
I don't see how you can focus on being a kid if you're focusing on giving you $500 or giving
no.
I don't
think
see
no one
how
said
be a
that.
teenager.
God,
No,
look, hold on. I got it, Marcus. Nobody's saying that. We just talking about a gradual situation when you have kids and they get to the point when they about to leave your house. There's a lot of facets that happens, a lot of variables that happen. We're not saying 100% when your kid wake up, you wake them up, get them up to get ready to be an adult every single day. We're not saying that. We saying when they get introduced to a situation where you know as an adult will affect them later, you got to teach them something. That's what we talking about, right? It's a joy to have kids. It's a joy to just sit there and have kids and you kick it with.
I understand that, Marcus, but you can teach them that without putting them.
Hold on.
No. That's the thing about. No, hold on. The thing about.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you one question. Harvey, I think you look at this from a woman's lens, and most women will do this in a situation to say, "Hey, my boy at this age, he's here. He's got to help with bills." She don't give a fuck about teaching less or nothing. She's like, "You're growing up to make money, and let's do it." And that's what we do it. We're not talking. That's not what we're saying. None of us on this were saying this shit. Which way I think you're interpreting it, like most women would do it. That is not what we're saying. I think we all three. I think all of us have different versions of how we would do it. And I like what Macaroni said earlier because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking this dude probably had a like a dad like my dad. He was didn't talk a lot. He'll teach you lessons, but wasn't very explaining a lot of shit. But then guess what? Like I'm saying, this dude, I'm guessing he's successful, so the shit worked. And I don't think that's what we're looking at. That shit fucking worked. He's saying what his dad told him, and it fucking obviously worked. So like, I think you're looking at a different lens. It's like I think a lot of women would think it the same way. Like when I had a job in high school, my mom thought way different than my dad did about how my money should be spent. And I think it's kind of what you're looking at, but that's not what we said. That's not what Raw was saying. There's nothing close to what he was saying.
How about this? Based on the prompt that's on the video, should teens with jobs help parents with bills? I would say no.
No. Yeah.
If they are a teen and they have to pay bills, it shouldn't be that way. But depending on your situation, if you are impoverished, if you living in an impoverished area and all that type of stuff, and everybody got to do what they got to do to get up out of there, you should fucking work.
No,
you should not
do it. No, you should not, because it wasn't their place to put this. So if you're in a impoverished space and you were living in poverty and you were not in a position to have kids, then you shouldn't have had them. That is not the kid's responsibility to pay your bills. You're an adult.
All right, so let me ask you this: they here now. What you
Well,
want to do now?
And they shouldn't be. They're here now, and now you are perpetuating them.
What are we talking about?
To end up just like you.
About the
to
prompt.
end up to end up. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are literally teaching your future kids to end up just like your parents who are in poverty, because no teen should be able to even worry about, I need to pay the Wi-Fi bill. That's stupid. No.
Quit burning up my motherfucking Wi-Fi. You ain't playing GTA 6 in
Then don't bring me into this world.
What do you
No. That's the real question.
Hold on.
If you can afford your Wi-Fi bill, why the hell you have mine?
Time out. Because y'all, we're talking about two different like time frames. The kids are here now, right? We're not saying shoulda, coulda. Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, but they here now. That's the conversation. Should teens with jobs help their parents? We're not talking about if they didn't exist. We're talking about they're actually here right now.
No, she answered that. She said no. She said no.
The answer to your question is no. Should have not been here? Yeah, they shouldn't have, because if you can't figure out how you're going to pay your light bill, your Wi-Fi bill, your rent, fuck it. Right. They're here now.
I say
you should not set up your kids to end up like you.
Why
would you do that?
I think it's subjective, because my mom and dad did that, right? So they was in a household, they got teen jobs, and they helped out around the house, and it made me to where I'm at today. All their decisions, it got me to be where I'm at today. The life lessons that they told me about, it increased my discernment and all that type of stuff. I can't say that's going to be the same thing all the way around, but I think this is a topic that's very subjective, because at the end of the day, my mom and dad, they had their jobs when they were teenagers. They helped around the house because it was a different time back then. It was a different time. Right now,
it is a fucking different time. Back in the day, when you had a farmer literally had kids because he needed hands to help. When you had slavery, the motherfuckers was breeding these motherfuckers so they could have help on the plantation. It is a different time. And I agree with Courtney where he was like, oh, you should have your kids set up. I'm sorry I didn't go back to fucking diapers, and I just took the conversation from where he was. Because when I did speak it originally, I did say that the object of the kid is to be better than me. I don't need your money for my motherfucking bills. I literally said that. I said, I don't give a fuck what I'm drowning in. You still got to pay bills, because if I was to die to fucking day, you got bills to pay any fucking way. So what I'm going to do is you pay the bill. I'm going to allocate that to invest elsewhere. I've already taught you about 401k and shit. So at your motherfucking job, your 401k is still coming out your fucking check. So you have all that going on over there. And then the little bit of play money you have left, that's where you budget your Jordans and your Evisu jeans and Pele jackets and all that bullshit. But no, you're not going to live up in this bitch for free, because if something was to happen to me today, you wouldn't have nowhere to fucking live to begin with. That's all I'm saying. And we done turned this conversation into the BBL conversation, to where we trying to say one thing, and it's
because
not
you said that they need, if they live in your house, they have to pay for something.
You do. It's responsibility.
No, it's not.
That's where you're wrong.
That's not where I'm wrong.
That's let me rephrase.
Repetition.
All I'm saying, listen. We come. I guess.
Of learning. Repetition.
Let me rephrase.
No, it's not. No, it's not. All I'm saying is I didn't work. I didn't work when I was a teenager. I focused on being a teenager, and I know what the value of the dollar is. And I'm a perfectly.
But if that motherfucker put a damn switch on the Glock and go shoot up the motherfucking mall, the cops ain't gonna be like, oh my God, he's 18, he's a kid.
Hold on.
They trying to charge 14-year-olds as grown up. They don't want to fucking have these motherfuckers in the pins.
Bro, hold on, bro. Hold on. Y'all hear me, bro. Hold on. I get it. I said, let me rephrase. You ain't wrong, but at the same time, there's context that was missed in that. So I get it. I understand that. But at the same time, no. It's still a no. I still disagree with you. So in that aspect,
I can get you out of, you could pay 2 bands. Fuck it. 500 2 bands. So
at the end of the day, I still say no. No,
They
you
gonna
ain't
pay
paying,
two
you ain't
bands
gotta
like
pay
the
shit.
ancestors.
Listen, bro. Were they paying bills when they weren't there? Were you just paying bills? It was just you, right?
What
So
part
no,
of
you ain't paying. Listen, you can teach again. I think that's where the conversation is getting misconstrued at. Y'all keep talking about just because you're here, now you got to pay some bills. Listen, what Carmen is, what she has been saying this whole time, and I think y'all are missing the aspect of it too.
18
You
ain't
don't
no
need.
fucking
Hold
kid.
on, bro. Hold on, fam. Hold on. I got you. The aspect of this is this: you can still teach them. You can still teach them without all the extra shit. You can still teach them.
It's a part of the teaching.
No, it's not.
No,
Do they
it's
need to
not.
have a job? Hold up.
No,
No,
it's not.
hold on, bro. Do you need to teach? Do they need to have a job in order for them to teach you the value of $1 and how to save it? Do they need
I
a job
agree
for
with
that?
you.
See, I think okay.
Now
I see
hold
the
up. Before you go,
I see the disconnect now.
Before you
I
go on
see
your
the disconnect.
diatribe.
No, the
Hold on, before
disconnect
you
is
go on your
literally on the
diatribe.
screen. It's
Before you
literally
go
on
on
the
your
screen right
diatribe.
there.
Before you go on your diatribe.
No,
Answer the
I'm not
question.
on a diatribe. I'm just saying I see the disconnect. It says
But
should
answer-
kids with jobs help parents, and you talking about they shouldn't have a job. So I understand. I digress. But for the motherfuckers
Right.
that got jobs, when the
But we
jobs
already
come
asked,
with
but that's the
motherfucking
point.
bills, that's
We
all.
already answered the question though. So we went off the rails. So everybody already said no to this answer. Everybody already said no, but we went off into this deep end. So now it became a whole nother conversation about a different conversation. So now we on that conversation. And so that's what we getting at. So yeah, everybody on here answered no already. So that's one thing. So we all agree, no, your kids should not be paying your bills in your house. But again, where the disconnect was after you went was when Carmen said, hey, well, I don't think that they need to have a job in order for you to teach them in order to teach them responsibility and the value of $1. That's what that disconnect came from. So you're not wrong. Neither is Carmen, neither is Marcus, neither is Macaroni, neither am I.
Mhm.
Everybody has their own aspect of it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Is there a wrong way? No. Is there a more efficient way? I'm pretty sure there is. Now you just have to look at the results at the end of the day and see which one actually is better, which one's more efficient. And you have to look at everything from a grand scheme of things. Like, okay, who was doing it better? Is it better if I save $500 without telling my kid? Or is it the fact that I teach my kid as they're growing up how to actually invest their money the proper way and doing things and teaching them in little increments, well, however you want to teach them, because you can teach them through the things that they're doing, video games or whatever, you can teach them and they can learn. And then as they get older, they already know how to do it. So teaching the man how to fish versus just giving him the fish. So I think that's where we were coming from. So I get it. I understand what you're saying. And I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Now that you expounded on that, right? Being that you said that, did you miss the part where I said you still taught them that and that still comes out of that money? But being that bills is actually a responsibility, you're just taking that money for bills and you're still allocating that to them. You're not spending none of their money. If you get a flat tire today and you broke, you catching the Metro bus. Their money is still being allocated on the back end, but they still know everything that you taught them on the front end. Did we miss that part?
We missed that part. Yeah, we missed that part because I didn't hear that part.
No, because
okay.
we didn't miss that part because we didn't miss that part because Courtney just said that if you take $30 away to speak to the video, $30 away, but you don't tell them what you're going to do with it.
I'm not telling you that because I've already told you on the front end when you get money. Okay, let's put it on a pie chart. If I told you from the age of 4, hey, this is your birthday money. What do we do with this birthday money? Oh, daddy, we put 50% up to invest and we put 30% over here in savings and we spend the other 20% on what we want, right? If I tell you that, then when you get to a job, now that I know that you don't have the overhead everybody in your age bracket has, you're not going out there paying $2,500 for a studio. I'm just throwing numbers out. You're not going out there paying $2,500 for a studio. I'm just telling you, hey, just so you know, you've reached a metric where this age normally comes with bills. What I'm doing is your bill is going to be $500. Go ask your friends how much they're paying. I promise you they hate life. It ain't that bad. What do we do with the rest of the money you have? Oh, Dad, I still put, I don't really have no real responsibility. So right now I'm throwing 30% in my 401k. I got another 20% sitting in a high yield savings account. That's still the 50%. Then boom, I got 30% sitting in savings, and then the 20% I have, I think these pair of Jordans is dropping on Friday or whatever. I might eat ramen noodles because I like the Jordan so bad, but I'm gonna just use that to go get that. Boom. So you still taking what I've taught you and you're putting that into play. But the problem is, if I didn't exist, this safety blanket wouldn't be here, which is why I'm saying your bill is this safety blanket. It's just one flat bill. It's not, oh, I got rent of $2,500, but trash and sewer varies, and then I got a gas bill and all this. So at the end of the day, you paying $3,100 a month. I'm just telling you, this is $500. That is for rent. In your head, it's for rent. That helps you still budget with the other stuff that I've taught you, which I understand where Courtney is coming from. The first time I spoke, I didn't go all the way back to the fact that I've instilled this in you. So I understand that part. I'm not saying that I'm taking your $500 and adding it to my money to pay my bills. If I'm finna lose this house, I'm gonna lose it. Your money still set to the side. It ain't finna be like, oh damn, Dad, like you got all this money from me. All right, look here, Junior. I was just teaching you that you're at the age right now where you have responsibilities, and a part of those responsibilities is everybody in your age group has bills. Look in your fucking friend circle. Do they not all pay bills? Okay, boom. This was bills. Now, what I was doing on the back end is I had another savings for you. The same way I taught you to invest on the front end, I was doing that exact same thing for you on the back end, except 100% of this money was going to you. So now I'm ass out on the street. You ain't got to help me. If you think I was the most fucked up person in the world, so be it. We could wash hands right here and call it a day. Just like you said, they didn't ask to be here. But this was to set you up because I didn't get my first house until I was 43. I figured if I could put some money back on the back end, you can still have fun and do what you need to do. Budgeting like I taught you how to budget, but you can get your first house at 24. Automatically, I done already set you up to be better than me. That's all I was driving at. But I understand the first time I spoke, I didn't go all the way back. So I understand the money teaching that Courtney was saying was like, oh, hey, if you just doing that and you not telling them nothing at all and you didn't set them up to if you ain't set them up, with the order of steps to be successful, then you've already failed them. I fully 100% understand that. But I was coming from a spot to where I've already instilled this in you, and this was just an extra thing on the back end that I was running. And if repetition is the father of learning, sometimes you got to learn some stuff by just being repeat. Okay, boom. If you staying with me and I know in an apartment, you got until the 4th to pay your bills. I gave you leeway to pay your bills to the 7th. If the 15th came and you still ain't paying no bills, I'm gonna sit down with you like, hey, in the real world, you'd have a shit ton of late fees right now, right? Like the day you was late, it starts adding an extra $40 a day. Now, from the 7th to the 15th, add up how many days that is. That's about what, 8 days? Boom. Now 8 times 40 is what? That's how much extra money you could have been asked out. I'm not asking that from you. I'm just telling you next month be a little bit more responsible. The 7th is a long enough window to where your paycheck should fall anywhere in between there. And that's where you can still come over and you still teaching them responsibilities from another end. I'm not saying I'm taking their money and using it on my leisure. That's fucked up. Anybody that does that is a bum ass motherfucker. I don't give a fuck where you at in life, where you from or whatever. I can attest to that. But I'm saying if bills is something that comes with this, then I'm having you pay this to me. I'm not telling you what I'm allocating it for because I want you to know that unconsciously, if you was out in the world, you was going to have to do this anyway. When you hit a certain milestone, I'm going to be like, oh, boom, I know you hated me for the past 5-6 years or whatever. I was charging you rent, whoop-de-doo. But, your friends is out here paying 3 bands. So you technically, still 15-20% of what they actually paying in the real world. But this is what I was actually doing. Here goes your nest egg. You can put your 20% down on the house. Now you don't got to worry about PMI and all that. And I still didn't set you up better than what the fuck I got set up with when I was coming up. When I was coming up, and it's not me personally, but I'm just saying folks in the hood coming up, the Cox bill was in your name at the age of 2. You can't even walk yet, and this bill's in your name. You coming up credit fucked up. So if I've taught you how to be responsible with your money, and a part of responsibility when you hit a certain age bracket is bills, then hey, this is a bill. This is what bills feels like. It hurts.
But it doesn't have to hurt. You see what you're doing? You stepped up. You stepped up from having the cable bill on your age by 2 years old. I get that. You stepped up, but you're not helping. There's no progress. There's no progress in that.
Let me just say one thing. One thing I do like about what's going on right now, which you don't see a lot, is like, and I gotta speak on the men's side. It's 4 of us, and all of our thoughts about how we're gonna do this shit would fucking work, like 100% would work 100%. None, like the key points. We ain't trying to take no kids' money. We're trying to teach them the way we know how to teach them. And the thing is, and I'll just say this, even some personal shit. Like even like me and my brother, like we grew up in the same house, and we would do the same. We would do shit totally different. Like he would probably be on the same like the way as Courtney because he's a good business person. Me, like I would do a little bit different because I know how being a hard ass stubborn motherfucker, how it can fuck you over, and then you need hard love to set you right. So mine might be a little bit different. So, but the thing is, you're still going on the right path. I think you're still going the right way. So I think we all shit, bro. I 100% I agree with everyone on this fucking panel that this is the way that will work based on how we are, because we're the one who's raising these people. So obviously, like they're picking up shit from us. So we're still at the point where we're saying that we want to do shit that's right for the kid. You know what I'm saying? You might not agree with how it's done, but believe me, I think it'll work.
I mean, maybe I need Carmen to expound more on hers, but I do agree with what Courtney was saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I probably started from the age of like 14 on forward, where Courtney took it back to 8. When you were 6 and 7 and we was playing Monopoly, I taught you this. This is what you need to do. But
I bet all of our parents that teach us the same shit. Courtney, I'm pretty sure your parents will teach you the same shit you're talking about right now, right? Yeah. So yeah, come on, man. That's it right there. It worked with you. Now you're gonna make your kids better. Same thing with you, Raw. Same thing with you, Macaroni. Same shit with me. They
taught me the value of $1, but they didn't teach me how to, like, different ways that I've learned how to do it. So they taught me the value of $1.
Yeah. They taught you. Mine was tough love. Mine was like, hey, bro, you can't call for this type of shit because you got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
And it fucking was the best thing that ever fucking happened in my life. I'm gonna tell you 100%. So
well, honestly, on this panel, I don't know. It seems like most of y'all have some good structure behind y'all. Everything I learned by crashing the fuck out, and I'm still doing better.
That was 100% me, man. That's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna let Macaroni close this one out, and then we'll go to the next topic.
Okay, say less.
I think the situation is, and I talk about this all the time in different panels, and every child has different attention that is necessary for them to thrive. Everybody want to try to make everything the same thing. Everybody want to do the gentle parenting to every child. Every child don't need gentle parenting. Some child need harder structure because every child is different. And I think one of the things is 5 people on this panel, and we talking about 5 different things. The parents knew what kind of child that they had for them to thrive. So it's one of those things where we're like, oh yeah, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. That's based off you. But the child that you were when you was a kid probably wasn't the same child that what Courtney was, or what Marcus was, or Raw was, or me. You know what I'm saying? It's different, right? So old buddy on the video, that's probably what he needed, because the parents knew what type of time he was on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learned different things certain ways. So long as there's structure, long as there's a goal for you to, after you get out this house, so you can be an independent person, I think everybody need to do that based off how you can tell what type of child that you have.
Yep.
All right. So that was a solid topic. I like the fact that it got up there. So we need more conversations like that.
And before we move on, I know I was yelling. If anybody felt disrespected, it was nothing personal. I was just.
Facts.
I just want to put that out.
No. You good. We know you got that we know you got that blood in your alcohol level, so it's all good.
You on that Chinese shit too, bro. You better watch out.
Alcohol in your blood.
You on that Chinese shit, you better watch out.
Hey, shing shong shing.
You got the alcohol in your blood level.
So listen, let's go to this last topic of tonight. Let's talk about Natalie Nunn on the Cam Newton show, Cam Newton podcast, and he was doing an interview with her, and I don't know if y'all remember her. She's from I think, what is it, Bad Girls Club, Baddie, some shit like that.
Baddie, she from Zeus Network.
Yeah, she's from Baddie. She was in Baddies, Bad Girls Club back in the day.
Okay. Right?
She's from Carmen's favorite place to eye women and think we like them.
Fat. She got a fat ass too. I bet you love it, Rob.
Look, actually, Carmen, this might actually prove us right and show you exactly why we think the way that we think. So you gonna see. So Cam is gonna ask her, you know what I'm saying, why do men, like why should men believe that, you know, what value do baddies bring to men? So then she's gonna ask her,
can you pause for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
We ain't finna sit here and act like you got a different camera, like, you know what I'm saying? You got different view, and then he got the gold. He got the gold.
Oh yeah, you feel me?
Got the Super Saiyan Scully on.
Yeah, no.
Chill. You know what I'm saying?
He got the gold on, man. Look at him.
Well, I gotta play this one video for my guy Bull City, because he always calling me out. So I gotta play this video real quick.
Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up, because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video.
So yeah, I had to play that video because he always saying I got damn 10-foot ceilings. He always throw it back. They're like, chill out, bro. See what I'm saying? But